In order to achieve virtually any goal, in order to realize virtually any vision, there's one thing you're going to need, and that's the acceptance, approval, support, and buy-in of others. It doesn't matter if you're an architect or an astronaut, if your products are regulatory guidelines and licensing procedures, computer software, bicycles, or gourmet pizza. In the vast majority of cases, success is something less that we achieve than it is something we earn. In other words, success is given to us by others. And so it's no surprise that successful innovators are not only great idea people, they're great communicators as well, able to give voice to their visions in a way that not only spread the word, but inspire enthusiasm, acceptance, and support. When John F. Kennedy announced his bold goal to land a man on the moon and return him to Earth by the end of the 1960s, he lit a fire under the entire nation. That night, everyone walked outside, looked up at the moon, and for the first time, possibly in history, it looked like it might be reachable. Steve Jobs, yes, he's back. Steve Jobs is obviously recognized as a great innovator, but during his tenure at Apple, he was also revered for his ability to share Apple's ideas with others and get them really excited about them. When Jobs would utter those now pretty well-known words, "Oh, and one more thing," he was delivering a coy signal that he was about to introduce Apple's latest and greatest innovation. Everyone watching leaned forward and got really excited about it. Of course, you don't have to necessarily be an eloquent speaker in order to be a persuasive communicator. Your actions speak as loud or even louder than your words. Rosa Parks delivered a powerful message to the nation and the world without uttering a single sentence. She simply sat down in a place she was told she wasn't allowed. Imagine what the civil rights movement would have been without that bold and courageous act of persuasive communication. And while your visions might not be as bold and potentially life-changing as those, of course, maybe they are, but in any case, are you prepared to give them the voice they deserve and support those words with actions that communicate your faith and conviction? If not, you run the risk of watching as your visions wither and die and as the opportunity slips a bit away. So how do you do it? How do you become a persuasive communicator? Well, there's actually sort of a formula. See, highly effective communicators understand how important it is to deliver the right message to the right people in the right way. Who are the right people? Well, they're the people that matter, the people that can actually support you in your vision, the people who can give you what you need in order to succeed. If you're not talking to them, you're wasting your breath. What's the right message? Well, you have to explain to them why your vision should matter to them. Are you familiar with this acronym, WIFM? Anybody? It stands for What's in it for me? You see, while you're standing there telling me how brilliant and life-changing your big idea is, guess what? That's what I'm thinking. What's in it for me? Because that's the kind of guy I am. It's actually the kind of guy we all are. If you don't tell me what's in it for me, I'm probably not going to be that interested. But if you can show me how your idea is going to make my life, my job, my industry and profession better, if you can demonstrate for me how it's going to help me save time or increase revenue or make me look like a hero to the people that matter to me, guess what? I'll quickly become your biggest supporter. Advertising experts refer to this concept as problem-solution advertising. It's been around forever. It's incredibly simple and unbelievably powerful. You simply remind a consumer what they're putting up with, show them their pain, and then reveal to them the possibility of something better. And you've made a sale. As for saying it in the right way, well, in order for communication to be persuasive, it has to be relevant to the people you're talking to, relevant to those people who support you need. And not just the message. We already talked about that. We're talking about the way you deliver it, the style, the tone, the language. Remember, when you're communicating with others, it's not about you. It's all about them. So speak to them in a way they can relate to. Use the language, the examples, the data, the information they need to hear in order to be convinced. Just because your idea and the value of it is self-evident to you doesn't mean it will be to them. You have to convince them. Of course, those revolutionary innovators we've been talking about all day today, architects themselves, the architects of our nation and of our way of government, understood this very, very well. The Declaration of Independence was painstakingly crafted to communicate their bold vision to all the right people, to the colonists, to King George, and to the rest of the world. It clearly outlined all of the challenges and injustices that were imposed by the status quo, and it revealed the possibility of something better. And of course, it did all of that in the most powerful, persuasive, inspirational, and irrefutable way possible. The result, one of the most audacious visions in history, was communicated, infused with energy and possibility, and ultimately brought to life not simply by the efforts of the Founding Fathers, but by the necessary efforts and sacrifices of the many thousands of people that had to help make it come to life. Without the Declaration of Independence, without that persuasive communication, the first shots of the revolution would never have been fired. And in the same way, if you're going to achieve your visions, you're going to have to share them with others in ways that inspire enthusiasm and garner support. And not just when your vision is near completion, but all along the way. So, once again, think for a minute about something you really want to achieve. Who are the people that matter? Whose help and buy-in do you need to make it happen? Why should they care? What's in it for them? And how can you best communicate your vision to them? How can you inspire them to support you? Just show them that something wonderful is possible, even if it's as outlandish as putting a man on the moon. And you'll have all the support you need to make innovative evolution a reality.